Namaskaram, Vijay. Welcome.
Namaskaram, Ruhi. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Just let me fix camera a little bit.
Namaskaram, Aparna.
Yeah, Apatna is also here.
So, welcome to our live today, Vijay. Um, so
Thank
nice to
you.
have you.
Thank you so much. And same here. Yeah, it's a privilege to share this live with you.
So, what we'll do is we'll start with, as people are joining, we'll start with an introduction. So, as many of you know, I am a Hatha Yoga teacher with Isha and Isha Hatha Yoga teacher. And Vijay is also an Isha Hatha Yoga teacher. In fact, he completed his teacher's training in 2015 with me. We both graduated from the same batch. And it's been 5 years that we've been teaching these yogic practices um, that Sadhguru has given us the privilege to offer to everyone. And Vijay, in fact, has taught to several defense forces, the paramilitary, the police forces, Delhi police, the armed forces, Air Force, Navy last year in IDY. Vijay was there. I think he got an opportunity to teach on the big naval uh, ship as well. So, and he's taking classes in the corporate sector, private sessions, and workshops like the ones that we've been doing recently in the lockdown also. So, Vijay, if you'd like to introduce yourself, then I'll probably take it from here.
Thank you so much, Ruhi, for these lovely words. It's a privilege, first of all, to being part of this live, and also the way you mentioned the kind of programs I'm involved with the police, paramilitary, and all three wings of the forces, Air Force, Navy, and Indian Army. So this is most of these programs are being like organized by foundation. I was lucky enough to participate in these programs. So it's a complete privilege that offered by the foundation. And in terms of me, yeah, 2013 January when was the day Sadhguru was in Delhi for mega program, January 18th to 20th. This was when I was got into this Isha. You might have heard many people sharing nice things about inner engineering, but for me, there was only one takeaway that this is a hard nut to crack. So Sadhguru asked at the end of the program that for next 40 days, you do your practice twice a day. So because I've already realized that I'm hard nut, nothing going to happen to me in next 40 days. So I commit myself before going out from the hall that for next 6 months, I'll not miss a single day of the practice and I'll continue doing it twice a day. And just that hooking myself for next 6 months for 20 days. Nothing happened first 1 month, 2 months. Then, but the commitment of 6 months I kept up, and then slowly I start noticing small changes like tea, coffee. This is the first thing I noticed, that my intake of tea and coffee came down. How I was handling situation around me, that came down. I being in a background for tourism. So from there they started, and then I come across the advanced program, and that's when teacher training happened. So this has been a journey. Before that, I was working in a tourism company, one of the leading tourism companies in India. I did my internship with them. I worked with them for 5.5 years. So that's all about me. And now from 2016 onwards, it's a privilege to offer this tool to whosoever is willing, and it's overwhelming, and it's privilege how people are responding to Sadhguru and his offerings. We are just a small tool in this direction. So that's what it is, and that's how it's happening.
Thank you for sharing that. Um, before we continue, we'll just do a quick audio check. Somebody is saying there's an echo. Can you hear an echo even now, or is it clear, the voice? If you can please confirm.
Yeah, for me, there's no echo right now. In between,
Yeah,
there
even
was a
for me
couple of
it's
times.
clear, but I think someone from the audience was mentioning that there is an echo. If
In between,
one
I
of you
also
can.
felt a little bit of echo. My own voice was coming in the middle, but now it's fine.
That's fine. Okay, great. Then we'll continue. So one thing that I wanted to highlight was that in the last month, so the journey, I think both of us started together. I remember the day we were standing, we were supposed to do a demo for Hatha Yoga only for one of the BBC interviews. I remember both you and I were there,
Yeah.
and two other people. And I think we both
That was
asked
our
each other.
second. Yeah, that was, I think, our second meeting. First we met Delhi Center, and then second we met during that interaction.
Where I think both of us asked each other, so are you going for Hatha Yoga teachers training? I don't know. Are you? I don't know. I want to, but let's see. And I think both of us landed up there, which was really wonderful, despite our
Yeah.
back and forth. I think there was immense clarity towards the end that that step had to happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's been 5 years we've been taking these classes, and I think we've taught over 1,000 people or more in this period. In fact, in the last month itself, we've taught more than 700 plus participants in these online programs. So just for everyone to know, we are doing an online collaboration. This is between Vijay, Aditya, who's another Hatha Yoga teacher, Aditya Vashisht, and myself. The three of us have come together to take online yoga classes. So this is a privilege that Sadhguru has opened up to the Isha Hatha Yoga teachers because of the lockdown, given that the times of COVID and these challenging times, people are going through a lot because of the uncertainty, because of a lot of stress and anxiety about not knowing what's going to happen next. There is a lot that people are going through, but also we cannot reach out to them in person during this time. So Sadhguru has opened this up where we now have the privilege of taking these classes to everyone online through the web platform. And I've been collaborating with both Vijay and Aditya, who couldn't be here today, but maybe he'll join in later in the audience, to see how we can take this to the participants across the world. So Vijay, if you'd like to share your experience of that so far.
It's wonderful, Ruhi, actually. The first part of the lockdown, which happened, is because the way Sadhguru has guided us through this journey and how things are happening. Because there was a lot of noise around. It's a we can't say it a noise, but it was noise in a sense that there was a lot of uncertainty. So people were not sure what to do. Personally, for me, the first half was completely focused towards sadhana because there was nothing much to do. But then this possibility Sadhguru has opened up, I was really very, very skeptic, to be very frank initially. I thought all the practices are already available on public domain. So who will come for our program? Then there's one session school conducted to orient us how we should do our work. A little bit of inspiration happened, but still the doubts were there. Then Swami Rohil happens to conduct a meeting for all the North teachers, and I will also participating. That was the real trigger because somebody shared that how people are responding to the practice. Then there was no stopping. Then I reached out to you, then Aditya, then this beautiful collaboration happened. I really want to acknowledge both of you for your instant yes and the way both of you have offered, especially you because you are having a full-time job, but still you are supporting us in a huge way. And then this thing happened, and suddenly the kind of response, as you mentioned, 700 people in June alone was a huge thing. We want to pay our gratitude and acknowledge all those 700 participants that they give us this opportunity. They came to our program. And during that, I think we conducted 7-8 meditation sessions, which we worked off. like this, and their response was overwhelming. And that's when we decided that we'll continue doing this. And it was such a privilege, and how people responded, it opens up me in a completely different way, and my outlook towards the online session has completely changed after this. So yeah,
Funny you should
thank
say
you so
that.
much, both of you.
No, thank you. I was, the moment I heard that we can do online classes, I was looking for a team to do this with because it's such an amazing opportunity. And I know so many of my own friends and family who really want to learn. In fact, given this time, you'll see that now we spend at least an hour or so just traveling back and forth to work. If you're staying in cities like Bangalore, Bombay, or Delhi, make it 2 hours.
Yeah.
So in this,
Have a
so this
bonus.
period is, sorry,
You have a bonus there with the traffic jam.
there you go. So imagine 2 hours of your time of your life you have gotten back every day. Now will you do with these 2 hours? And this was an opportunity we thought that we could really help people who want to work on themselves, on their well-being, on enhancing their growth, be it physically, emotionally, mentally, in any way possible. And I was looking for a team with whom I could extend this. And I'm so glad that you called because I jumped on it immediately for just this reason. I was like, yes. Um, so I think it's a huge privilege for me to work with both of you. It's been such a lovely journey because of how responsive and how incredible you've been in terms of putting the classes together, and the whole synergy between the team is seamless. I can see it from the way the participants are sharing. And some of them have shared right now also. Thank you so much, Aparna. Um, I also wanted to mention that, see, we know that yogas, we had participants from Israel and Morocco and Canada and New Zealand and where else, and
UK
um,
also.
I, UK. And what's incredible is that there's an opportunity to reach out. There are no geographical borders now because of the web platform. I feel this is something that all teachers should do.
Yeah,
So I'm glad
definitely.
that.
Definitely, teachers should not offer this opportunity for something. If by chance, if something is holding for any of the teachers, please reach out to us, and we will support whichever way we can, and even we can support with the session, whichever way they want. Please reach out to us
And for
if they need
anyone
any.
and everyone, yes, and for everyone who's been thanking us for those Ekadashi sessions and those Amavasya sessions, the kudos goes to Vijayanna. He's the one who came up with this genius idea that these special days in the month, which are so special for people to work on their own well-being and enhance, um, work on their spiritual growth and their self-enhancement. These are the days that we need to focus on and offer free programs. And I think the last few programs you've opened up on Ekadashi and Amavasya and Purnami, which is full moon. And we've gotten an overwhelming response. Would you like to share a little about your participants sharing?
So how this happened is, I saw one of the Sadhguru's video where Mahesh Sharma, then tourism minister in 2015, he asked Sadhguru that, Sadhguru, I participated in your Guru Purnima program and it was wonderful experience, but why it's not a news event? And that's when Sadhguru opened this up. When I went through this video over and over again, I felt that this is something we should open up. Because right now people are looking for weekend, that is Saturday, Sunday. Nothing much to do in terms of general well-being. Yes, you can do your sadhana, but this is a regular sadhana that you can do. So in this video, Sadhguru has mentioned in the tradition how this culture used to spend at least 5 days, and these 5 days used to be holiday. So Purnami, there will be 3-day holiday, and Amavasya, there will be 2-day holiday. So that's when this idea, I don't know, from somewhere this idea comes that why don't we do session on those specific days? So we were not sure how to go about. So we started with Ekadasi, because fasting on this day will have an immediate impact on your general health and well-being. and it deepens your regular sadhana. So we started from there and we got a huge response. And just guiding them through the process, how they should be throughout the day, what kind of food they should have in case if they have a headache or that kind of issue, how to tackle them. You only conducted that session with Vaishali, and those kind of guidance. And after in the evening, we are going through a meditation, and along with Sadhguru discourses that create a certain receptivity within them so that they can experience that day. We are not doing anything on that particular day. We are just facilitating that day how they should carry themselves. And evening we are just doing a meditation so that they are within themselves in a certain state of receptivity so that they can make the maximum use of that day. So it is toward that day. And the last session we had, it was a wonderful experience. Though all the sessions were having a wonderful experience, but when few of the participants they called us back and they're saying that please make sure that you do it regularly. So we are opening this up. We'll see at least 3 sessions we're planning to do right away from this month onwards. We'll see if we can facilitate all the days. But yeah, people response was phenomenal, and they were overwhelmed. The Sadhguru's insight on this, like they never thought that these days have this importance, and this simple meditation process can open them to this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it comes together, and it happens.
So these days, there's generally a support from nature. There's a natural upsurge of energy because of the impact of the moon also on these particular days. The moon, you see, has an impact on the oceans and the seas and on the water bodies in general. You'll notice how the oceans, the waves of oceans get higher during full moon nights. Our human body is 70% water.
Yeah.
We are also impacted by this. So the impact on our body during these days is very significant. And we are introducing these meditation programs, especially on these days, to see how we can make use of these days for our growth and well-being. We also introduced the 21-day challenge. I think there's been a very good response from that too.
So this is
like
another phenomenal initiative that happens. So I'll just give a little bit of background what happens, because first time I learned Yoga Namaskar, it was a lap of the master, where Sadhguru said that tomorrow we are going through some process, and it's very important that you keep your spine alive and active. So morning we'll be going through a process. So that's when Sadhguru, he like personally I learned it from there. But then 2015, all of us went to the teacher training, you, me, and Siddhant. And then after that, 16, there was an upgrade when the Hatha Yoga school taught us Yoga Namaskar. And that session was one of the most, experientially, it was one of the sessions which I felt like a completely different dimension kind of I experienced in that session. That's when I said that I want to do something with Yoga Namaskar. So many people, because for the foundation, if somebody is coming with medical concern, most of the time they will divert it to me. So I've seen a lot of positive impact of Yoga Namaskar, but I was not having a first-hand experience of sharing this with people. So this time, this lockdown, and all of you really supported with this idea, and then we come up with the challenge. I just wanted to share one experience that Hariaki Rajivana, he is a software engineer, approximately 15 years of age. He shared today, and I was really feeling privileged, blessed, and overwhelmed at the same time that Sadhguru has given this tool to us and how they're impacting people. So he has mentioned that he has made the back pain is a new normal for him, because it was there for so long, and he was saying that I was crying, but now I've accepted this, that I can't live without the pain. And somebody guided him by seeing our flyer that there is some yoga challenge happening, why don't you participate in? And he happens to come for the program. He mentioned that initial few days were very, very difficult for him in terms of pain, but just the Sadhguru's courses, Sadhguru's discourses that we play during the session, and the way we were guiding them, what are the things they should take care of. Slowly, he mentioned that he started doing the cycles. He slowly increased the number of cycles. Pain reduced, but it was still there. But somewhere toward the middle of this program, he said that suddenly the one session it just evaporated. And I think today he did 33 cycles. That was another challenge we put subtly. We don't want to encourage it as a like number of cycles, but unconsciously we want them, like consciously we want them to slowly work towards 33 cycles also. So I think three participants had this 33 number, and he's one of them. And the way he expressed himself, I think most of them will be able to see this sharing tomorrow. The men like this, there are many people, they were having knee issues, and just giving them a little bit of guidance, they're able to come out of it. Hip issues, joint issues are something that can be very, very easily, they are easily taken care after doing this. Another aspect we notice is because the spine function in a certain way after doing yoga namaskar, so their other experience of other practices has also deepened. And another thing is the habit of waking up in the morning. This is a challenge. So this challenge also catered to it in a very beautiful way. A lot of them are asking if we want to continue, because this started on Guru Purnimi, that is 5th of July, and it will end on 25th. So they're already asking for this next. So we don't know right now. Probably we'll see how it will go forward.
Yeah.
But this is something I request people that whatever practices you are doing or not doing, Yoga Namaskar and Nadi Shuddhi, please start doing from tonight itself. Very simple processes, very effective processes, available on a public domain. No teacher support is needed to start it. And if you have any if you have any difficulties doing it, or if you want any suggestion or guidance, reach out to one of us. We will be there to support you. We are available on Instagram. We are available on YouTube. Ruhi is available on YouTube also, and Facebook is there. Our phone numbers are also available in the public domain. Please reach out to us. We'll be happy to support.
So one of the aspects, since you mentioned this, and because our chat was about living consciously, and that's also why we extended the online yoga classes, and that's how we started out, because we wanted people to start living consciously. There is no better time to inculcate these values, this set of a living methodology, this way of living, and leveraging these tools to make your life better and more conscious than now. So yoga was one way, for which we are extending the online classes. Another way was how people can be a little more conscious about their food intake and their diet, for which we have done a few live Insta Live sessions with food bloggers like Vaishali, who's been so gracious in hosting us on her platform. And also the diet sessions that we have done for the workshop participants who joined with us so far. We want people to start incorporating this as a part of their life, not just the physical aspect where they are, well, not just physical, actually yoga is way beyond that, but not just yoga, but actually how every aspect of your life can be conducted a lot more consciously, and how slowly and gradually we want you to start incorporating those aspects in your life. So for that, we are also opening up the yogic diet program. Would you like to speak a little about that?
Yeah, so Sadhguru said that this body is the accumulation of the food. So what kind of food you have will have a certain impact on how we are as a life, or how we are as a human. So just being conscious of food will have a lot of impact in the different areas. So a simple thing like adding a 30 to 40% of raw food in your regular meal, you will notice that the aliveness will enhance, and your agility, your flexibility, these are the immediate thing that you can notice within a small duration. So considering this and the kind of response we got from the workshop, that food session we did for our workshop, So this time we are coming together and doing this very elaborate, in-depth insight of food, from what kind of food you should eat, when you should eat, how you should eat, what are the different aspects that you have to keep in mind, how you should cook, or it's going to be like in-depth knowledge where Sadhguru has spoken a lot about food, because he mentioned that because the body is food, so how you eat will have an immediate impact. So as Ruhi mentioned, that this session is also towards start living consciously. So if you consciously start choosing your food, many things will suddenly you will start noticing that they will start changing within yourself. So this towards this effort, 25th and 26th evening 4:30 to 6 p.m. we'll be doing this session, and I request as many people to participate in this, experience this, and at least if some of these aspects, if you can start adding on it. Also, we are doing a food awareness campaign. I think those of you who are in touch with us on social media, you might be aware of. So we are trying to share it on the social platform also. So people are start looking food as a food in a conscious way. So
So,
this is one
since
effort
you
towards that.
since you mentioned that, I actually wanted to highlight the. Since you mentioned, right, the food, your body is largely an accumulation of the food that you eat. Sadhguru has spoken about how you intake your food has an impact not on your physical health only, but on your emotional health, on your mental well-being, on your overall well-being, just the way you treat your food. So this session is not just uh, about diet. It is about how you can approach food from a yogic perspective. It talks about the subtler aspects, not just, in fact, how you should eat, whether you should eat from your hands or not. Even that, if you engage, how does it impact your body? How do you store water? Where should it be stored? What kind of metal should you use? If you're fasting, people are talking about intermittent fasting these days. So, what is that from the yogic perspective? How does that add value to your life? And so there'll be several aspects. And like Vijay mentioned, we're doing a food awareness campaign. We've started bringing a lot of information in terms of immunity boosting tips, which is very relevant to the COVID
Very
situation.
correct. Yeah.
So we'll be having an in-depth session around that. And
Yeah, somebody who wants to approach food consciously, they should not miss this session, and they will take a lot of things home. We don't, it's difficult for us to cover everything, whatever Sadhguru has shared in 3 hours, but we are doing our best to, whatever is you needed to live a conscious life and approach food consciously. It will be a something that you will be looking for, and you will appreciate if you come for this session.
should we take some questions?
Yeah, please.
If you have any questions, please post them. I'll just quickly go through questions if there are any. Aparna's been really wonderful. She said, "Thank you for offering your precious time." Thank you, Aparna. There is a question about where can we do the Hatha Yoga classes. So would you want to answer that? I'll go through the questions.
So if they're asking for the online session, so you please stay with us in the social media. Yoga Vigyan page is there, or Hatha Yoga with Vijay is also there. There's another page, Hatha Yoga with Aditya. So we are available on these platforms, and we're regularly updating and sharing insight on yoga, on food, on different aspects. And in between, when we are announcing the program, we are listing program there also. So please stay in touch with us or approach us individually, DM us. We will share details with
Okay. Aparna has again sent a message thanking from her and her family, which is very sweet. Are there any other questions? We'd like to take a few. Otherwise, we
By the
will see
time,
you.
would you like to add something on immunity booster? If you can give a couple of insights or a little bit like tips to our
Sure.
listeners.
Sure. So, I think I spoke about this in one of our previous lives, but I will mention this. In fact, I'll add a special recipe that has worked beautifully for me. I absolutely love that recipe of it's sort of a mixture of haldi, honey, and black pepper. These three things. And I
What we
had
call
tried this. Yeah, I think this time when we went for our upgrade, into the Hatha Yoga school, after every meal, they made sure that we had this mixture so as to boost our immunity, to make sure we don't get cough or cold, and so that it's taken care of. It's something very simple. Take a spoon of honey, add a little bit of haldi to it, add the equal quantity of black pepper to it, just enough so that it becomes a thick mixture of all three, and then you can have a pearl sized drop of it after your meals. It will keep your, if you have any viral infection or throat infection or cough or cold, it will keep that at bay. I thought it was, initially when I looked at it, I thought it will be very harsh, but it's also delicious to have, and
yeah,
it's extremely effective. I had a cold coming on, it got over immediately.
yeah,
Other
it's
things
very
yeah. So that you can have. Other things you can have is you can have amla. Amla is a very rich source of vitamin C. It's something that you can have during this period, um, with the whole COVID situation, and especially because of change of season, people will be going through cough and cold most likely. So it's also a pretty unsure time whether you're unwell because of what reason. So it's good to just keep that at bay. You can have lots of amla. It's very, very rich in vitamin C. It's called the Indian gooseberry, which will be available in your local vegetable shop. And another thing you can have is you can soak black peppercorn, amla overnight also, and you can have that mixture as well. You can chew on neem and haldi. I actually have the neem and haldi tablets behind me. So you can, this is what I have. These are neem and haldi tablets. I start my day with these. And if I go for a walk with my mother, I pluck neem leaves from the trees downstairs and I chew on that. So neem is again very good for boosting your immunity. It's something that is true to the Indian subcontinent. It's found in India mostly, very widely found here. So we, I think, are blessed that we have such plants and trees available naturally to us that we can make use of to boost our immunity.
yeah.
If you'd like
So
to add some.
yeah, even it's another thing that Sadhguru has spoken a lot about, and today I think I was connecting with somebody. They also mentioned the drink that Sadhguru is offering. It's available with Isha Life also, Kasayam. So you can reach out to any Isha Life store and ask Kasayam for them. This is a herbal mixture. I'm not sure about the content, but I have when we are in ashram, it's the first thing that we take. This is also very, very supportive in this. Somebody shared the very supportive. There were a couple of families they come across this, and this was a huge support in order to recover out of it. So Kasayam is one thing that you can ask any Isha Life store. They will be able to get it.
Yeah, so one of our very dear participants called me the other day. They are serving kashayam. They're actually going out and serving kashayam in Punjab, in
Wow.
Khanna. This is my mother's hometown. This is where they're going and serving it out to as many people as possible. So it's actually the root of a tree, the basis of it. And yes, you can order it online from Isha Life. This is in the ashram we have it just before our meal, just a little bit. It's like you can have how many ml,
One
like a
sip
20
kind
30 ml.
one sip kind of quantity we take, and yeah.
Okay. And if you want to know about more tips, we'll be adding that to our posts regularly on Facebook, on Instagram, and we'll be having a detailed session around it on 25th and 26th of July. So do join us. We'll be talking about everything around food and water and temperature and fasting and allergies and health when it comes to nutrition in a from a yogic perspective in a holistic way. So it's a
And
great opportunity.
don't forget to mention the recipes. We want them to share recipes, and they should try and share photographs with us.
Yes, yes. We really look forward to having you all there. And anything else you'd like to add, Vijay, before we sign
Only thing I want to say is whosoever is listening to this live or will watch it later, I just want to ask or request them to spend some time for their general well-being. If they want to come for our programs and want sessions and go through the workshop with us, we are always happy and will be happy to help them. But even if they are not able to come to our classes because of timing or some any reason, some other reason, so these practices are also available on the public domain. So just pick up one practice and for next 21 days, make sure you do that practice without a fail. Even if you feel any benefit or if you're not able to feel any benefit, don't worry about that. Just pick up one practice and practice it. You will notice that something will start changing within yourself. It is just that these practices are available on public domain. Please don't consider them another yoga practice. If you ask me personally, if I have to request 10-minute daily schedule for them, just do Yoga Namaskar and Nadi Shuddhi. This is good enough to start with. And then if they want to take a step forward, inner engineering online is another thing they can look for. And if they want to reach out to us personally, anyway, we are available. So that aspect is always there. But please pick up something and start doing from today itself. And I'll request that before going to bed, at least Nadi Shuddhi is presented. Still slowly start reflecting some positive impact in your life. Another important aspect that if you would like to add something on the like uncertainty and mental health issues that people are going through, if you want to quickly add something on that, it will be very good actually. So how yoga can help them in this aspect. I think you have done some talk with Bhavani Eka?
Yeah, so we've done a few chats. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
We've done a
in
podcast.
one of that, explore this aspect. So probably Ruhi can share more about that also.
So like Vijay said, I think my earnest appeal during this time to everyone is that this period especially is also a unique opportunity for all of us to take time and invest in enhancing our capabilities, in exploring our true potential, in working on our health and well-being and working towards that. And in not just fitness, but in a very holistic aspect. When this lockdown started, like Vijay mentioned, even I started completely with 100% sadhana because I thought, what a unique opportunity. I don't know when in my life I'll get these 2 extras in the day just to myself, so I'm going to just do sadhana. And I started doing Surya Shakti, slowly, gradually took it up to 108, and I was like, life is amazing because breathing was a pleasure at that time. Just sitting and breathing became such a bliss, I can't tell you. These practices are something else. They're very capable in terms of transforming a person's life. And the times that we're living in right now with the COVID-19 situation, not many people are viewing this as a unique opportunity, and I can understand why. And there is a lot of stress and tension and anxiety about the uncertainty of what may happen tomorrow in terms of our health and of those who are around us, our friends and family. So this is one opportunity you can take to work towards enhancing yourself, in boosting your immunity. That is one way of investing your time right now. Another is from a mental health point of view. The practices that we are offering can take a little load off from that, because the way your mental health is very closely tied with the breath. If you notice, when you're happy, the way your breath is will be different. When you're angry, the way your breath is will be different. So the way your breath is, and when you're in a stressful situation, how you're short of breath, it'll vary with every state of um, mind that you are in. So what we're doing through these practices, through yoga, is we are trying to work conversely. We're working on the breath to bring you to a state of balance and harmony. So we'll be introducing a few of these programs as we go along. As of now, we can't really say, but I think Vijay will be working on some programs to announce something shortly, particularly for this. For those who are interested, we have there's a podcast that I have done with Bhavani Akka on the gut health and uh, the gut brain and the mind gut disorder, about how they are so closely related. There is another podcast that I've done with Rekha Krishnamurthy, who has done a lot of work who's very deeply invested in learning about the mental health issues and is working closely in that direction. So there's a talk we've done there as well. So you can check out the podcast. This is available on Spotify, on Google Podcast, on Apple Podcast. Search for Yogi Pod or Yoga Vigyan, and you will be able to find it. But we will be doing we'll be doing programs specifically for the group of people who are looking for solutions like this, because these tools can be a huge support in transforming your life. So we look forward to, if you have any questions, we look forward to addressing those also for you.
I think there was one question, Ruhi, if you can pick it up, please. There was some question regarding Yoga Namaskar, I think.
I may have missed it. Is it? Okay, Yoga Namaskar. There's a question. Yoga Namaskar is a 5-minute one cycle. So if we stretch it to 33, like you mentioned, do we skip that 2-minute holding or keep that in every cycle? Would you like to take that question?
So yes, Anna, so who's asking this question?
It's IMGKS.
Okay. So one thing, when you are increasing the number of cycles in Yoga Namaskar, what is most important is first to do the practice right. So before you want to increase the number of cycles, you make sure that you go over the video demonstration once again and ensure that your practice is in a right shape, and then slowly and gradually you increase the number of cycles. When you are doing multiple cycles, then again in step 7, you don't stay for 2 minutes. Only in the last cycle you stay there for 2 minutes. For the other cycle, you stay there, catch up your breath, and then slowly come up to the starting position and continue with this. But two aspects very, very important when you're practicing Yoga Namaskar. Your heel should not come off the ground, and you increase the cycles very gradually. Only once you're comfortable in one cycle, then you go to the next. Just to quickly remind, till 33 we do odd numbers, and afterwards you can do the continuous number.
Yeah, you can keep adding one cycle after 33.
Yeah, after 33, you can do 34, 35, 36. So you can do the continuous number there. Then you don't have to choose odd.
And I'll just come back to the point on mental health. I wanted to add this also. Like we were talking about food, and we spoke about how the body is an accumulation of food. The mind is also largely an accumulation of everything that you have gathered so far in your life. So Sadhguru speaks about this at length, about how through these practices you can actually build a distance between what is you and what is not you, and how you can create a distance between the body and the mind and yourself. And that is how these practices are oriented towards. So we look forward to having you, and if you have any questions or any queries in this regard, we'd be very, very happy to take them for you. We hope you join us for the yogic diet session. It's on 25th and 26th. That's the coming weekend. And our links are in the bio for, you can go to Hatha Yoga with Vijay, that is Vijay's page. It will be available there, and it will be available on Yoga Vigyan page also.
Thank you so much, Rui, for the wonderful opportunity. I hope that people watching this they had a right perspective on things and what we are offering. And I hope they'll make use of these tools that are already available. And we will be more than happy to support and help anybody who needs any kind of support. And thank you so much for this platform.
Thank you.
And your wonderful smile and so alive you are. It always inspires people. And your commitment, you're doing so much in terms of your office, home, everything, but still you are offering these tools. So I just want to pay my gratitude to you. Aditya is a backbone of whatever we are doing, all the back end. Ruhi is taking care of the promotion and the marketing. And then this whole team's coming together and reaching out to you. I just want to say thank you to the team and everybody who has supported us till now. The master is inspiration, is word. We just want to become tools from him so that lot many can make use of what he taught.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you for being not just a part of the live today, but also for bringing the whole team together and doing these sessions for the 700 plus beautiful participants that we've had so far. And being a source of inspiration for bringing such brilliant ideas like Ekadashi, Amavasya, and opening up programs to the entire world and making sure it happens for anyone who even shows an inkling of interest. It's such a joy to work with you, and it's such a joy to have this conversation with you. Thank you once again. And I look forward to having this conversation again.
Yeah, let's meet more often, Ruhi, and support people around us whichever way we can. And thank you so much for this initiative. Thank you.
See you. Namaskaram.